are slowly filling in. Obviously, it's a little bit earlier in the day than
New ball.
Championship Sunday normally starts.
Game one,
And here we go,
in,
Zoe
0-0.
Wang to start.
Point.
So I'm not sure what happened there. I guess she didn't get it on the first bounce, but Judit made it all the way over the other side of the court. And when she finally hit the ball, she kind of floated one in the air and it hit Zoe, but the point was already over. If you watch the women's game at all, it's much more of a backcourt baseline battle. Ground stroke is the word that I was looking for there that escaped me for a second.
1-1.
Beautiful put away volley there.
Side out.
And Zoe comes in a net more than a lot of other players do, so let's see if that continues. A lot of work there for just 1 point, but eventually she made it work and moved Judit around the court and finally put one in a spot that she couldn't get to.
Point.
And that was in, I know, because Zoe raised a fist in the air. Other than that, it's kind of hard to tell live where I am because that's far away there. I'd say about 50 feet away from me at least.
3-1. Point.
I like that strategy. I played singles a lot, and in the men's game, you almost always come in the net on the return of serve.
Side out.
If you don't, then your opponent surely will. And I believe that you go to a roughly 20% position of winning the point if you're back and the other person has come to net. And she comes in again, but she floats the two-handed backhand approach shot long just a little bit. As I've mentioned, if you've been watching the last few days, we are in Utah, the Salt Palace.
2-4.
We are at about 4,000 feet of elevation.
Point.
And
I can't.
Judit calls it out, and that's a tough one for the ref to overturn. Judit might also try and say the same
Upon
thing.
review, the call on the court stands. The ball was out. Loss of a timeout, loss of challenge.
And that's what we thought was going to happen.
1 timeout remaining, 2 timeouts remaining.
And
We resume play at 3-4.
When you do challenge a call and the call is not overturned, you do lose a timeout.
Time in, 3-4. Point.
And Zoe was going to come in right off the return there.
4-4.
She mishit it a little bit, and it went both long and wide. And so
Side out.
we do see Judit come in as well to the net and hit a ball that might have been going long.
Point.
You don't want to miss returns in pickleball in general, especially in singles. You don't want to give away free points in general. You have a good advantage if you get that return back and make it to the net. And she hits
Side
another
out.
one long there. Zoe clearly looking to get to the net, though, at every
4-5.
opportunity. Really
Point.
nice volley in a tough spot there from Judit, and it put Zoe in a tough position. And she's struggling a little bit right now, looking for rhythm.
5-5. Point.
Didn't do too much with her return there, and it kind of set Judit up to
6-5.
be able to hit a nice drive.
Side out.
So quite a few unforced errors here early, which is what we might expect. Even though both
5-6.
players I know got a good warm-up. I saw Zoe on this particular court here practicing serves and returns,
Point.
playing a few points. And she's excited to finally get another point. I think she was on 5 for a while.
6-6. Side out.
Again, but why
Point.
she's having trouble dialing in the two-handed approach shot.
6-6. Side out. Six, six.
Fantastic point there. It's tough to get singles points to go 10 ball rallies, and I believe that's approximately what that one was. And there's always been an issue here on the grandstand court. The ball's sort of escaping either underneath the platforms that the seats are on or going completely outside the court. And surrounding us here in the convention center is a lot of real estate, just concrete with nothing on it, so the ball can go for days.
Side out.
So he gets a lucky break there on that let ball. What my friend Ryan Gilbert would call a Canadian drop shot.
6-6.
Beautiful get by Judit. Great approach shot
Point.
by Zoe that put Judit on the defensive. But Judit was able to sprint across the court, get a lob up in
7-6.
the air, but it wasn't quite good enough for Zoe not to be able to put it away easily.
Point.
And called wide, and
Upon
close
review,
out the first
the
game.
call in the court stands. The ball was out. Loss of a challenge, loss of a timeout. One timeout remaining, one timeout remaining. We'll resume play at side out, 8-6.
Okay.
Time in, 8-6. Point.
And another unforced error there. So it takes us to 9-6 here.
9-6.
Beautifully constructed point by Zoe, and kind of close quarters here on center court. So I'm not sure if you saw Judit at the end basically had to brace
Game point.
herself on the chairs. I'm not sure if she ran into
10-6.
somebody because I was watching Zoe's final shot. No.
I'll recall the score. Ten-6.
And there's
Point
game one,
game.
and I think the difference
Timeout,
was
Jen Jen.
Tournaments are a fun and exciting way to grow your game. Connect with other players and stay active in the welcoming pickleball community. Whether you're a seasoned player or looking to try your first tournament, we have a place for you.
Game two, new ball. Game two, time in, 0-0. Point.
And fairly easy volley, exactly what she was looking for, but she pulled it just a little bit wide. And so that's a really big break for Judit, because
1-0.
otherwise she had no chance on that ball.
Side out.
And in singles, you know, you can see even though she didn't hit that great a volley there, it just puts pressure
0-1.
on your opponent to have to try and pass you or enter into some sort of cat and mouse game where you almost hit a third shot and move in a little bit.
Point.
So we'll see what happens, because it's basically the same pattern so far here in game two. Judit staying back,
1-1.
Zoe coming in, and Zoe winning most of the points that she does come in on.
Side out.
And there we go. 1-for-1 for Judit when she comes in. Zoe tried to hit a little forehand roll
1-1.
inside out down the line, and it was just out.
Point.
And beautiful passing shot by Judit that just dropped in. And so we're tied up at 2.
2-1. Point. 3-1. Point.
And I said Zoe.
Timeout,
2,
receiver.
but I was incorrect.
4-1.
It's actually
1 minute.
4-1.
Time in, 4-1.
Back to her winning
Side
ways
out.
there. Really nice deep approach shot, and not much Judit could do other than just get the ball back in play and easily put away by Zoe.
1-4. Point.
And a bit of a miss hit there on the return. It is deceptive though.
2-4.
Women hit a really just
Point.
wide there. They hit what's called a heavy ball, right? It doesn't look that bad, but the pace and sometimes the top spin sort of sneaks up on you
3-4.
and makes it difficult to make a good return. Wow, nice get, but not quite
Point.
all the way there. So we'll see if she switches her strategy here. I really feel like
4-4.
she's going to have to start coming in, or at least looking for opportunities off the baseline to come in. And here she goes, yeah. And, ooh, just wide.
Point.
But I like it. She came in, and perhaps her approach shot could be a little deeper.
5-4.
Make it a little bit harder on Zoe to hit a passing shot. She
Point.
missed there, but
1 timeout, 1 timeout. 6-4. Point.
Yeah, there's just not much she can do. I really feel like whether win or lose, that she's just got to start
7-4.
going for her returns and getting in there behind them.
Point.
And she fought back into that point there, but once she got to that net ball, she needed to do something different with it. And she basically gave Zoe something that she could still volley and put away. It's tough a lot of times after a big run to do something with the ball, but I think at this point, like I said, she's just got to go for it a little bit. Beautiful
Side out.
passing shot there, so she's got life.
Side out.
Really great running. I mean, she's amazing, the balls that she can get to that seem like they're out of reach. But, you know, Zoe's, even on that one, that was a tough volley that she had to really stretch for, because I don't think she thought Judit was going to get it originally. But Judit was, Judit was so far off the court that all she had to do was basically get it back in. And Judit's talking to herself here, right next to me, very frustrated, obviously.
Point.
And I'm guessing we're going to get another timeout here unless she's mixed with 8. Okay,
10-4.
We're back. Match point.
Side out.
And gave her a little bit of life there by
4-10.
floating that approach shot a little bit long or a little bit wide. Not sure. Oh,
Side
almost.
Match point.
Zoe gave her a chance there by not putting away 2 different volleys there, just kind of floating them a little bit. And as we've talked about already, Judit is very fleet of foot, and she got to all of them. And a beautiful little drop volley, and this one's over, and Judit just gives a really quick paddle tap